Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Overtime on RCTV. I'm John Starsvik, joined alongside by David Judas. David, how we doing?
I'm doing great. About yourself, John?
Doing pretty good myself. In the middle of summer here, we got a transition episode coming your way. We're going to kind of take ourselves away from spring and look to what's to come in the fall. Let's just dive right into it, David. Look at some of the games that were played here in the spring. 3 losses right off the bat. Springford lost 5-10 to Ridley, and girls lacrosse lost 18-8 to Marple Newton. Softball also lost to Perk Valley 1-4. And then volleyball punched their ticket to districts and eventually states, winning 3-2 over William Tennant. Let's go ahead and take a look at the districts bracket for Springford. So in the first round, we were put against Lower Marion, 3 seed. We were 6 seed, able to defeat them in 3 sets. Amazing. And then Neshaminy, we were put against. They unfortunately beat us, and that clocked us out of the tournament. We ended up going to playbacks, and I believe we placed 3rd overall in the district, something good.
Yeah,
like
3rd place, I think it was, and then they moved on to the quarterfinal at states, and then they got knocked out the first round. But
yeah, exactly.
It's just you just gotta feel happy to make it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the states bracket. This is just the bottom half of it. There's so much going on in the state. We were put against Northeast, and we won 3-1 over them, and then Central York destroyed us.
Oops.
And then they got beat by North Allegheny, who went off to the state championship.
Yeah, we were basically the upset, and unfortunately, it just didn't work out for us. I just don't think.
You know, sometimes it doesn't work out, but it's an amazing state run, especially judging on the fact that this is a very new team in the school.
Yeah, this is what, our 2nd year that we're having this team?
2nd or 3rd year.
Yes, 2nd year, I believe it is. I mean,
yeah, it's
able
incredible.
to make it, like, yeah, you're like top in the state. Just think about that.
Yeah, just so up there, and it's incredible that they were able to get that far. All right, David, let's interview you real quick here. So you do track and field, and you made it to Nike Nationals, or?
It was Adidas.
Adidas Nationals. All right. So what do you do at Adidas Nationals?
So I was able to do the triple jump at Adidas Nationals.
Got you.
You know, I don't even know what I placed there because it's a national meet. Went up against probably some of the best athletes down from the south of Pennsylvania, from like North Carolina, Florida, South Carolina, those states.
And where was the meet this year?
It was in North Carolina.
That's awesome. So have you traveled this far before to compete?
No.
So, I mean, you got to tell me how the experience was then.
I mean, yeah, the experience was great. You know, got a nice little backpack. 8-hour drive. It was a killer, but you know,
yeah, I imagine.
I just have to say, overall, getting a national experience to be able to compete at that elite kind of level is just incredible.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I just got to be, you know, real thankful to be able to be in this position, because I understand there's not a lot of kids at my age or even older or younger that you're even thinking about this age, or not this age, are thinking about this stage in life. And for me to be talking about nationals, I just got to be like, oh, where am I in this position? I mean, and now I'm like, okay, I'm here. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we had one relay team go to New Balance Nationals. That was at Penn University, I believe.
Yes, it was at University of Pennsylvania.
So even having multiple athletes be able to go and compete at the national level is amazing for our school.
Right.
All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the games that we got coming up in the fall. I picked some of the big games that we're going to want to keep our eyes on. So on September 2nd, Springford is going to be at Methacton for field hockey. And then that's a Thursday, I believe. They're going to be at Boyertown at 7:15. For the football team, keep your eye on Perk Valley. Always a big one, David.
Just the rivalry, but this time I think we're at home this time.
We are at home. You got it.
So that home field advantage should be big for us.
That's big. And on October 3rd, that goes down next week. We're going against O&J Roberts. So 2 big games, 2 big opponents. They were the only 2 ahead of us in the pack. We placed 3rd last year.
Right, yeah. O&J Roberts gets the number 3 player in the country.
Yeah, talk about
Matthew.
There's so many of these players. We had Matt Zollers last year. I mean. And then there's a freshman, I believe, a freshman girl actually, who has been caught by the news, and she's playing football, and I forget what position exactly she plays, wide receiver. She's just amazing at it. So that's a story that I definitely want to keep an eye on in our school.
Yeah. That is just insane. I mean, having a girl being on ESPN, like even...
Yeah, you saw that too?
Yes.
It's insane.
Like, where is this school getting these athletes from?
I have no clue, but I'm not complaining. No, by no means am I complaining. And boys soccer, Three big games you want to keep your eye on. On September 17th, they're going against Upper Perk at Upper Perk. And then bringing it home, Upper Marion on the 19th at 5 o'clock. And they're going against Phoenixville at home again on the 22nd. For girls soccer, on September 15th, they're going at O&J Roberts. And they're going to PV on October 4th at 10 o'clock. That must be a Saturday game.
Yeah, it is a Saturday because they play in the morning.
And then finally, let's go ahead and take a look at volleyball, girls volleyball, not the boys. They made it to state championships last year.
Yeah, and I think
North Allegheny, right?
They placed second out of their state division.
Unfortunately. They placed North Allegheny, who also was on the boys bracket, so it's just another one of those schools like us, making it there and being able to get there.
Yeah.
And then volleyball.
Yeah, he got some outstanding players in this volleyball team. Speaking of Lila Olson, I'm expecting her. She had a breakout year last year. I'm expecting her to have some big ups for this year, for her senior year.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know if we'll be able to call any of the, or at least broadcast any of the big games, but I know Dig Pink will definitely be there. I'm excited for Dig Pink, yeah.
I know you're going to be pumped up in that booth.
I'm so pumped for that. And then we're going to be at PV on the 2nd of September, at PJP, 6:45. And then Upper Marion, who beat us last year at the Dig Pink game. We're the first team to bring them to a 5th set, actually, at that Dig Pink game. The energy was insane. That's happening on 9/11, and it's going to be at 6:45. So, really want to beat them this year.
I mean, yeah, Upper Marion, they got some fire killers on that team.
Exactly. All right, well, that's all we have here at the studio here at Overtime on RCTV. David, thanks so much for joining me.
Yes, sir.
Good luck at track, all that stuff.
It's been a pleasure to have me on Overtime, John.
Yeah, of course. And we will be picking this up back in the fall when these games actually start playing. That's all from me, John Starcevic, David Judas. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.